Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are diving straight into what is honestly the ultimate hack for urban living in Dhaka. If you've ever had to move, you know the drill, right? It's usually synonymous with stress, a ton of heavy lifting, and just this endless checklist of chores. But what if it didn't have to be? What if you could bypass the chaos entirely? Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. I really want you to think about this question for a second. What if moving didn't actually mean buying furniture? We all know the universal headache of packing up your entire life into endless cardboard boxes, trying to coordinate those expensive moving trucks, and starting from absolute scratch in an empty, echoing space. It's exhausting, it takes a massive physical toll, sure, but the mental load, that's just as heavy. But imagine a scenario where the hardest part of your move is literally just deciding which suitcase to unpack first.
To really appreciate the solution here, we have to look closely at the alternative, which is the traditional unfurnished move. Step 1, you're shopping for wildly expensive furniture. Step 2, you're arranging these complex deliveries that somehow always manage to get lost. And step 3, you spend literally weeks setting it all up. You're deciphering confusing instruction manuals with a tiny Allen wrench, trying to pivot a couch up a narrow stairwell. You finally get the keys to your new place, and instead of relaxing, you're stressing over dining table dimensions. It is a complete logistical nightmare that totally drains the excitement of getting a new home.
Now, contrast that traditional struggle with the concept of an immediate move-in. The beds, the sofas, the dining table, the kitchen appliances, they are all already exactly where they need to be. The sheer relief of this is honestly hard to overstate. You walk through the door on day one, and you can immediately crash on a comfortable couch, put some groceries in a working fridge, and go to sleep in a fully made bed. No waiting, no measuring, no complex assembly required. It's a seamless transition that just lets you get back to your actual life without skipping a beat.
But right about now, I know exactly what some of you are thinking. Let's address the elephant in the room with a quick myth buster. Aren't furnished apartments significantly more expensive? It's a super common misconception. We naturally associate pre-furnished, ready-to-live-in spaces with high-end luxury, right? And luxury usually means a premium price tag. So people often default to empty apartments thinking they're saving money. But when we actually break down the numbers and look at the real costs, the financial picture shifts dramatically.
Here is the financial framing we need to consider. Buying quality furniture requires a massive upfront investment that you may never actually recover. Think about it. If you're only planning to stay in a city or even a specific apartment for a few months or a couple of years, outfitting an entire home from scratch is essentially a giant sunk cost. You buy it, you use it briefly, and then you're either paying a fortune to move it again or you're selling it at a huge loss. A furnished apartment eliminates that heavy financial burden right out of the gate.
Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown of the hard data is how striking the comparison is. The initial setup cost is incredibly low for a furnished unit, but sky high for an unfurnished one. Move-in time? Immediate, versus requiring weeks of frustrating setup. And the flexibility is excellent versus highly limited. So, you see, the cost-effectiveness of a furnished unit isn't just about the monthly rent. It's about preserving your capital, saving your valuable time, and keeping your future options wide open.
And this financial logic extends well beyond moving day. It goes right into the hidden perks of everyday renting. Consider ongoing maintenance. With a furnished apartment, maintenance is very often just included. Unfurnished? Well, that is usually the tenant's responsibility. Imagine a leaky faucet or broken washing machine. In an unfurnished place, you are researching repair services, waiting around all day, and footing the bill yourself. In a fully furnished, serviced apartment, you make one quick call to management, and boom, it is handled. Avoiding those unexpected responsibilities saves you so much time and money over the course of a lease.
So, who is this lifestyle really for? It turns out it's pretty much a perfect match for modern professionals, expatriates, students, families, and business travelers. Today's careers require us to be incredibly agile. You might get a temporary assignment or decide to relocate across the globe for a really great opportunity. A furnished setup perfectly matches that need for absolute flexibility. Whether you're an expat arriving in Dhaka for a 2-year stint or a student who just needs a hassle-free semester, this model absolutely makes sense for the modern trajectory.
Actually, pause for a second because there is a profound emotional benefit here that is definitely worth highlighting. Families can focus on helping your children adjust to a new environment rather than dealing with endless logistics. Moving is notoriously hard on kids. When parents can just eliminate the chaos of building beds, unboxing endless kitchenware, and arguing over where the sofa goes, they can actually be present. You can explore the neighborhood together, help them settle into their new school, and provide that vital emotional support during a really major life transition. It ultimately comes down to this core idea. You get hotel-like comfort with the privacy of a home. That's a direct quote from the source, and it is a really powerful summation. It completely shifts the paradigm of what renting can be. You get the aspirational, pristine, plug-and-play lifestyle of a high-end hotel, but you aren't living out of a suitcase in a generic, cramped room. You have a functional kitchen, you have real living space, you have your own private sanctuary. It is for sure an absolute lifestyle upgrade.
Spotlight on Bashundhara R, Dhaka's premium location.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why Bashundhara R consistently ranks at the top of the data when we look at where to actually execute this lifestyle upgrade. It's so easy to see why. The neighborhood offers this beautifully modern infrastructure featuring wide roads, top-tier security, premium educational and healthcare facilities right on your doorstep, and incredibly easy commercial access. It's not just about what's inside the apartment, right? It's about the entire ecosystem around it. When you combine the internal ease of a furnished unit with a master-planned, highly secure neighborhood, you truly get the ultimate hub for expats, corporate executives, and modern families.
Now, let's talk timelines, because flexibility is totally the name of the game here. If you are a business traveler, you can rent for weeks. On a temporary assignment, rent for months. Are you a family putting down long-term roots? Rent for years. The real beauty of this model is that whether you are staying briefly or permanently settling in, it scales to your exact needs. You are never boxed into a rigid 12-month lease if you literally only need the place for 3. It's housing strictly on your terms. So, according to the property providers highlighted in our source material, like REIT-Limited, making this shift is highly accessible. They specialize in fully furnished serviced apartments right in Bashundhara R. You can easily explore their offerings by calling +880-1711-993377 or visiting hotels.com.bb to see if it fits your timeline. It's a really fascinating look at how the real estate market is actively evolving to eliminate moving logistics and provide these incredible ready-to-live-in homes.
Which leaves us with one final thought to wrap things up. Are you ready for hassle-free living? Think about what you could actually do with all that time, energy, and money you save by simply skipping the moving truck and avoiding the furniture stores altogether. Urban living doesn't have to be a total grind. It can be incredibly seamless if you make the right choice. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive today. Keep these fantastic benefits in mind for your next big move, and until next time, stay curious and keep learning.